said he intended to plead guilty. He obviously did not intend that. That's why we are here. You know that he wasn't telling the truth because we're having a trial here. This is not an honest admission of guilt. And I have to think that the state agrees with me. The state charged Josh Sheley with concealment of a homicidal death. They received this letter during the normal process, through the normal exchange of information before a trial. Did the state, once they received this letter, stating that Josh had nothing to do with this stuff, did they dismiss the case against Josh Sheley? Did they take Nick at his word, as the state is asking you to today? No. They proceeded to trial. So they didn't believe Nick's statement then, and they didn't rely on it then. And it's mighty inconsistent on the part of the state to now say it must be the truth. You know, the truth isn't something us attorneys and prosecutors switch on and off for convenience's sake. It wasn't reliable then, and it wasn't reliable now. So once you really take stock of the state's case, once you really see what you're left with, the law that you and I talked about in the beginning of this case becomes that much more important. You know, we had all talked about, we talked about it during, when we all asked you to be jurors, and we, you know, grilled you about where you do your gardening, and you know, whether or not the Daily Gazette comes out daily. You know, what we talked about then is that you all had heard something about Mr. Sheley, and you all heard about something about this crime before you were tapped. Some of you had formed opinions about reading the paper or hearing the talk of the town, and all of you told us that you were able to set aside what you had heard or thought and decide the evidence, that you decide the case solely on the evidence that you saw here in this courtroom. So if you decide the case only on the evidence in this courtroom, and not the newspaper reports, and not the town rumors, you can see that reasonable doubt still exists.